Okay. Okay, so so Patricia went off, but can someone else tell us something about those two other two summaries, the style one? So anyone to comment about style one and style two? Princess, do we have any hand up?
No, we don't have.
Wow. Okay, so class, what we're trying to say is when someone,
Madam, up.
I think we have some hands.
Yes. Mark, kindly unmute.
According to me, if you're to look at style one, people drink alcohol to be sociable, relax after a tiring day, and to be accepted among peers. And then style two, to be sociable, relax after a tiring day, and to be accepted among peers, are reasons why people drink alcohol. If you're trying to actually have a lot of words, it's you may use style two, and maybe for style one, that is when you're trying to, have limited words, according to me.
Very true. That's a very good observation that if you're trying to limit the words you're using, style one is actually better than style two. Maybe we can pick another hand. I can see Lumu.
Jemima, kindly unmute. She's off. Joshua, kindly unmute.
Yes, teacher. I have a question concerning the subject, verb, and object order.
Yes,
Hello?
please go ahead.
Okay, let's say like you're forming a summary for the dangers of social media. Then as you continue writing your summary, let's say it's a fair copy, the beginning sentences, like the next sentences, you begin with it. Maybe it provides misleading information to teenagers, comma, then another point, then maybe the conjunction and the last point. Is it okay to begin with it since you've been using the word social media before in the other sentences?
Okay. Thank you, Joshua. Yeah, it's very okay. I think we talked about that, but I'm also going to talk about it in today's lesson. Yes, it is okay. You can have the noun or the subject in the first statement. Then after that, you can have the pronoun, have the noun, then the pronoun like that. It's very okay.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
Yes. All right. So, maybe just to mention that, so we prefer that students use the first style, that is the subject coming at the beginning. People drink alcohol is the subject. We are looking at the reasons why people drink alcohol. So, but now and here, when you look at the second one, the subject is coming at the end are the reasons why people drink alcohol, which is very dangerous because sometimes a student can just say to be sociable, relax after a tiring day, and to be accepted among peers, and put a full stop here without saying other reasons why people drink alcohol. So you'll see that when you do that, you miss out on that particular, you miss out on all the, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. You miss out on the 4 scores. Okay, before people put up their hand, let me first look at what is in the chat, whether there's anything I need to respond to.
Madam, somebody was asking a question.
Yes, please.
That can you write is not as isn't during summary writing and it's counted as one word?
Can what?
Can you write is not as isn't during summary writing and it's counted as one word?
Yes, if it has been used in the passage, it is counted as one word, but you shouldn't use it if it has not been used in the passage.
Okay.
These
have a
MC
hand.
dollars, let me first see. You have a problem. If you don't feel like you want to be a part of this lesson, please, no one is forcing you to be here. We are here to help you actually. Maybe one thing I'll need to ask you, Dollar, is you have not paid anyone. You've not paid any teacher to come here and teach. So please behave. If you feel like you don't want to be a part of this lesson, please just go off, log off, and do your own things. Let me see, there's nothing. Okay. That is up to you. That is someone called Wakanda. You remove me, but you won't. It is well. It is well. That is up to you. If that is what you have chosen to do, well and good. At the end of it all, it is you who is losing. I'm not losing anything at all. Okay, I think there is nothing much apart from okay. Princess, have you seen any other question?
No.
All right. Okay, in case you notice any question that I have not gone through, kindly let me know. But some people are to be ignored because they don't know what they want.
Okay, madam.
All right, so let's continue. Any person, anyone, in case you have a question, you can put up your hand before I go to tense, numbers, and pronoun. Okay. Yes, Monique.
Yes, madam. My question is, can I put the subject in the middle or it is impossible?
Monique, it is very impossible. The subject has to come at the beginning because as someone reads your summary, they need to know what you are talking about. Because now, like, for example, when you talk about the subject being in the middle, like, for example, now people drink alcohol. You can, now when you say to be sociable, relax after a tiring day, are reasons maybe why people drink alcohol and to be accepted among peers. No, it doesn't make sense. So it's either that your subject comes at the beginning or at the end.
Okay, madam. Thank you.
You're welcome, Binti.
Okay, madam, you're talking about the subject being at the end in cases where we are given to write a summary of 70 words to 100, or this subject being at the end in cases when you're given to write a summary of 100, maybe 20 words to 130 words.
I didn't get that question very well.
Madam, about this thing of writing a summary, sometimes they tell us to write a summary of 70 to 100 words, and at times they tell us to write a summary of 100 to 200 words. So writing the subject at the end, is it recommended for writing the summaries of the short summaries or the long summaries?
Okay, so let me see who was that. Was that Binti? So maybe Binti,
Yeah.
just to make it clear that there is no day you will be told to write a summary of between maybe 150 to 200 words. That one comes in when you're writing, when it comes in creative writing, when you tell you to use between 200 to 300 words, but not in summary writing. In summary writing, you will either have in about 50 words or in not more than 50 words. So those are the major things that we use. So that should guide you. But then I don't know the other part of the question. What had you? I don't know the other part of the question was. Okay, so that is it. And then let's have Imol.
Imol, kindly unmute.
Good afternoon, madam.
Good afternoon.
Okay, madam. In the case of using style one, I feel like isn't it applicable when we are beginning the summary? When we start with the one indented paragraph, then we begin people drink alcohol to be sociable and relax after a tiring day and to be accepted among peers. Isn't style one more effective at the start of the summary?
Yes. Yes, that's very true, Imol. Style one is more effective, and we say that it's safe and highly recommended, while style two is risky and not highly recommended. And then I think the
Because
other part of the question that Bint was asking is about the subject coming at the end. Class, there's no way you can just write, we don't know even what you're talking about. For example, you just say to be sociable, relax after a tiring day, and to be accepted among peers, full stop. Then you go to another thing, maybe to calm down after a long day, peer pressure, full stop. Then go to another point. No. So after every sentence, we must see a subject, not after. In every sentence, let me say that we must see a subject. We must know what are you talking about. So it's not at the end of the summary, it's at the end of every sentence. Like now when you say, people drink alcohol to be sociable, relax after a tiring day, and to be accepted among peers. Full stop. That is a sentence. I hope you're seeing that.
madam,
So that is a
madam,
sentence. And we are seeing that it has a subject. Then so meaning that
but
someone else can also have another subject, that maybe some people also maybe drink alcohol, or it is also taken maybe to calm down after a long, I don't know what are some, I don't know the reasons why people take alcohol, but you know those reasons and all that.
but
So
madam,
yes.
Madam, I okay. Okay, when they are giving marks for the summary, they give marks for that first indented paragraph that has the subject. So, so style one is style one is more effective. Is style one more effective to get that mark for the indented paragraph with the subject?
So I don't know what you're trying to ask, Imo, but like I said last week, when you look at the marks given to summary writing, we have a mark for title and the indented paragraph. That is a summary structure. So whether someone has used style one or style two, but still have an indented paragraph, they get the mark for the paragraph because they have indented their paragraph.
Madam, I still have one more thing to ask.
Yes.
Madam, when it comes to the part of where where there are two subjects in the summary, whereby okay, well, it's talking about this. Okay, why people take alcohol and also the disadvantages of taking alcohol. Like, so which style would be applicable if there are two subjects?
Why people take alcohol and?
The disadvantages of taking alcohol.
No, the first style is still recommended. You will then start by
Okay,
saying, maybe people drink alcohol to be sociable. Those are the reasons or why people drink alcohol. Then if it's about the disadvantages, then you will say that alcohol causes maybe liver cirrhosis, cancer, I don't know, maybe premature death, and so on. So depending really on
so
what you're writing, but the subject should come at the beginning. That's what I recommend.
and we still need to
Okay, can we
introduce a
get another
transition word.
person? No, why are you introducing a transition word? You're not people take alcohol. But if you're looking
Jamani,
at the reasons and the disadvantages, that is when you introduce the transition word.
Excuse me, madam.
Yes.
Madam, I don't know whether you first day or you haven't, but I was just asking. There is some words that are separated. They hyphens. For example, like the check-in or sister-in-law. Are
Come
they
again.
words that are separated by hyphens? Do you hear me, madam?
What is wrong? I didn't get, I'm not getting that question.
I was just asking like the words that are separated by hyphens. For example, like check-in. Are they counted as one word or they are two words?
One.
Two, if they are separate, if it's
Okay, thank you.
separate, like for example,
Sister-in-law.
so that is one word. That means one thing, one word.
Okay, thank you, madam.
You're welcome. Governia, very fast. We have taken, let me see, ask to unmute. Okay.
Good afternoon, madam.
Good afternoon.
I was asking, like, when you're writing a sentence in summary writing, how many commas do you have to place in that sentence?
You're supposed to use two commas. I think we talked about the rule of commas. We say that you're supposed to have two commas in a sentence and one conjunction in a sentence.
Okay, madam.
You're welcome. Last person. So I have disabled the chat. So some of you who think that the chat is still on, I have disabled it because you're using it. You're not using it productively. So in case you have a question, either send it to me or you can send it to Princess. Okay, so I hope I've responded to all the questions.
Yes, madam.
All right, so let's look at tense, number, and pronoun. Thank you so much, Patricia. Can we have someone else to read, Princess?
Favor, kindly unmute.
Tense, tense, number, and pronoun. Apart from the number of words, what other things should I be careful about?
So your answer must be in the same tense, number, and pronoun as that of the question.
What do you mean, teacher?
So let me begin with tense. Imagine a summary about students' morning routine, and the passage is written like this. The students usually woke up at 5 a.m. Okay, let's have Favor, you can read that.
The students usually woke up at 5 a.m. They bathed and went for morning prep. After prep, they went for breakfast and then assembled for prayers before they started the lessons at 8 a.m. This is past tense, isn't it? However, if the
Yeah.
question is put,
Thank
sorry,
you, Favor. Yeah. So you notice, class, that passage is in the past tense because of the words that have been underlined, as you can see. I hope we are all together. I hope we are good with tenses. So however,
Yes.
if the question is put in the present tense, like for example, summarize the things that the students do every morning. Will your answer be in the present tense or the past tense? Yes, Favor, continue.
it will be in the present tense, and I'll say the students wake up at 5 a.m., bathe, and go for prep. They go for breakfast, assemble for prayers, and start the lessons at 8 a.m.
Yes, that's very good. So always use the tense that is in the question. What I mean, class, is the question here is summarize the things that the students do every morning. So do is in the present tense. If the question was summarize the things that the students did every morning, then you'd give your answers in the past tense because the question is in the past tense. So always stick to the tense of the question, whether the passage is in the past tense or the present tense. The tense of the question should guide you. So here, when Favor says that the students wake up at 5 a.m., because we are looking at what students do every morning. I hope that's clear.
I'll do that, teacher.
So let us look at the number. So number simply means whether the question requires you to use singular or plural. The example we have just seen above talks about students in the plural, but the question can be in singular. For example, summarize the things that the student does every morning. So class, when you go back, let me just go back. So that is our passage. We are saying that the students usually woke up at 5 a.m. They bathed and went for morning prep. But now here, we are looking at summarize the things that the student does every morning. Continue.
And the answer will be the student wakes up at 5 a.m., bathes and goes for prep. He goes for breakfast, assembles for prayers, and starts the lessons at 8 a.m.
Excellent. It could also be the other way around, from singular to plural. Whatever the case, you should stick to the number used in the question. So if it was if the question was summarize the things that the students did every morning, you'd be like, the students maybe woke up at 5 a.m., bathed and went for prep. Maybe they went for breakfast, assembled for prayers, and started their lessons at 8 a.m. But here we are looking at a student. So that's the number used in the question is what you should always follow.
Should we continue?
Yes, let's continue.
Thank you, teacher. Now let us go to the pronouns.
So this applies when the passage is written in first person pronoun. I hope you still remember what first person is, what second person is, and what third person is. If you forgot, please kindly revisit S1 work. That work was, I think, under family life, personal life, and family. Yes, pronouns. So go back to S1 work.
First person, kindly explain.
So first person is when people are talking about themselves. It is if it is one person, the pronouns are I, me, myself, my, and mine. If there are many pronouns, then you say we, us, our, ourselves, and ours. Like not here in this class, we are in class. The teacher taught us because we are many. Maybe we found ourselves in the lesson, something like that. But if it is one person, it is I, me, myself, and mine. So when we put our example in the first pronoun, it will go like this. I usually wake up at 5 a.m. I bathe. You can read that, Favor.
I usually wake up at 5 a.m. I bathe and I go for my morning prep. After prep, my friends and I take our breakfast. We then assemble for prayers before starting our lessons at 8 a.m.
Okay. Thank you, Favor. So when summarizing, so when you are summarizing the student's morning routine, you will use those pronouns. So will you use those pronouns? Like for example, then you say, okay, when someone tells you summarize the student's routine, will you say, um, I usually wake up at 5 a.m. I bathe and go for my morning prep. And someone has told you to summarize the student's morning routine, not your own routine. So that's what we talk about the pronoun. You continue?
No, that would be as if I'm talking about myself. Instead, I'll say the student wakes up at 5 a.m. He bathes and goes for his morning prep. He and his friends take their breakfast. They assemble for prayers and start their lessons at 8 a.m.
Okay, thank you, Favor. So that is good. And you note that the
Okay.
pronouns you have used are he, his, their, and they. These are called the third person pronouns. So when first person pronouns are used in the passage, you should not forget to change them into third person in your summary. Because now if someone says, you have a question like, summarize the student's morning routine, and then you start saying, I bathe, and then go for my morning prep. My friends and I take our breakfast. We assemble for prayers and start our lessons at 8 a.m. Then it shows that you are giving your own routine, not the student's routine. I hope we are together. I hope I have not confused anyone.
Yes,
All right,
madam.
maybe before we go to direct and indirect speech, let's, Princess, do you have any question in your inbox?
I don't have.
Okay. I also don't have. So you see, people are misusing the chat, and now you don't even have questions to ask. All right, Linda, your hand is up. Linda, do you have a question?
Good afternoon, madam.
Good afternoon, Linda.
Madam, I already raised my hand, but you went on. Okay, I was inquiring about the commas again. Because last time you said that you can use a maximum of one comma and a minimum of one comma and a maximum of two commas. And today you say that you should only use two commas, and I'm confused.
Okay, thank you, Linda, for that question. I don't know, can someone respond to Linda? Anyone that can respond to Linda? Patricia?
Okay, thank you. So according to what I have learned during these lessons, like when you're writing your summary, now like your paragraph, your work case, then within a sentence, if you have, okay, if there is a comma that was already in the sentence in the passage, when you carry that one, like the way the whole sentence is, that one won't be counted. But then when you introduce your commas to something, make sure they don't exceed two. That's what I remember. No.
Okay, thank you, Patricia. Very true. Thank you. So, Linda, maybe to add on to what Patricia has said, we say that you should have a maximum of two commas in a sentence. So it means that in a sentence, if you're using two commas, then you need 4 points in a sentence. But you can have one comma as well. You can say, maybe, like for this case, let me just go back. Like, for example, this one is saying people drink alcohol to be sociable, relax after a tiring day, and to be accepted among peers. This one has one comma, which is okay. But if you want to use, if you want to add another comma, then you should not exceed two commas, but you can have one comma. Someone can even say that people drink alcohol to be sociable and to relax after a tiring day, full stop. And then continues to say that it can also be taken to be accepted among peers, full stop. So that is very okay. So, but if you're using commas, you shouldn't exceed 2 commas, but you can have 1 comma. It is okay. Betty?
Yes.
Okay, madam, can you say, in addition to that, people also take alcohol to relax? Like, can you be concluding if you say in addition to that, or it can be a continuation?
I wouldn't advise you to do that. Reason being, you will end up have so many words. You'll end up having so many words. Yet we are looking at word reduction.
Okay, madam.
I don't know, Paulo. I really don't know which page you want me to go back to. Yes. Oh, of the pronouns. Okay. In case you're taking a screenshot, please take it very fast. Okay, thank you. I hope I have responded to all the questions. So let's look at direct and indirect speech. Can we have another reader? Thank you so much, Favor.
Sheena, kindly unmute.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, teacher. Now what do I do if the point is someone's direct speech with quotation mark and a speech tag?
Okay. Thank you, Shina. So you'll get a 0 if you maintain the quotation mark and the speech tag in your summary. I will repeat. You will get a 0 if you maintain the question quotation marks and the speech tags in your summary. We are interested in the points, not the speaker. So you should only extract the points. Like for example, Shina, you can read that example there.
In a sentence like, lack of enough capital is one of the major factors that limit business development in Uganda, says Mr. Mugisha, one of the prominent business consultants in the country.
So there, you will notice that you're using 28 words. But you shouldn't use quotation marks and mention the speaker. Simply say, lack of enough capital is a major factor limiting business development in Uganda. You notice that if the speaker and all the other things are removed, you will remain with 13 words. Yet the other side, you had 28 words. So only extract the point. What is the point? What point are you looking for in what someone has said? The moment you have quotation marks and speech tags, then we know that this student has not mastered the art of summary writing. So that is it. The point we are interested is lack of enough capital is a major factor limiting business development in Uganda. Or you can say, business development in Uganda is limited by business development in Uganda is limited by maybe lack of enough capital. That is it. So you can, because here we are seeing that the subject is also coming at the end, not at the beginning.
Should I read, madam?
Yes, let's continue.
Wow.
So actually, even for reported speech, you don't have to mention the speaker. For example, in a sentence like, according to Mrs. Oyet, a retired teacher of Polong Primary School, girls drop out of school. Sorry. Girls drop out of school because of lack of sanitary pads. So there you have 23 words. But someone can just say girls drop out of school for lack of sanitary pads. Those are 9 words. So this is also a method of word reduction. Because now here we are not interested in the speaker. We are talking about Mrs. Oyet being a retired head teacher of Porong primary schools. We are only interested in the reasons why girls drop out of school. So the speaker is not important and who the speaker is. The most important thing is what point did the speaker give? Barbie class, I hope you're getting me. I hope I am not confusing anyone at all because I really want all of us to pick this and get this right.
Yes, madam.
Madam.
Okay, let's continue.
Thank you, teacher. Before we end the summary, what are the things that annoy the teacher most?
So candidates or students who write excess words and present untidy work, I don't want to use that word, are very annoying. So those who give off-track points, use broken English, you vomit, actually let me call it vomiting incomplete sentences and poorly punctuate their work. For sure, it really annoys the teacher, mostly incomplete sentences and then poorly punctuating your work. So I need to add that writing and tiny eye-straining letters is very lousy, outdated and not advisable at all. Some of you have very good handwritings, but you write very tiny letters. Either the teacher has to strain a lot to see what you have written. I think at the beginning, we also talked about those that join their words and those that separate words. It's very annoying. Okay, let's continue.
Each teacher. Okay. What are the things that impress the examiner?
So the candidates or students who are neat use attractive handwriting with visible letters. Sorry, I have some bit of cough, but you forgive me for the interruption. So
It's
saying that
okay.
the candidate who is neat uses attractive handwriting with visible letters and organizes the points meaningfully and grammatically will send the examiner riding on a wave of blissful ecstasy to cloud 9. What I'm trying to say that a student who uses very attractive handwriting with visible letters and organizes points meaningfully and grammatically have complete sentences, well punctuated work will make the examiner very, very happy.
Wow. I promise to make you proud. I am no longer intimidated by the summary question.
Thank you. All of you are now our little experts in summary writing. Thank you so much. I hope that Sheena has been able to actually represent all of you and make that promise that you're not going to be intimidated by summary writing and that you're going to make me proud for those of you that have been very attentive during this lesson. So let me give you 7 samples of partial summary answers adapted from one of the past paper. It is about domestic violence
Wow.
on women with a title, Why Women Are Beaten. So we are going to assess each sample and judge whether it is acceptable or not and why. So we are going to start with the first sample. Can we have another reader? Thank you so much, Sheena. We can have another reader.
Joshua, kindly unmute.
Yes, teacher, may I had a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Hello? So there are certain sentences that can be in the extract from which we are going to get our answers from. And let's say if it's like a summary on alcohol, it can be like alcohol has maybe carbon dioxide, which leads acid corrosion in the stomach. So when they tell you to write like when they tell you to summarize the dangers of alcohol, do you also tag on whatever alcohol has, whatever it leads to in the stomach, for example?
Thank you, Joshua. That's not important. You're looking at alcohol causing corrosion. You said what in the stomach?
Like, okay, let's say alcohol has carbon dioxide, which leads to corrosion, maybe of stomach cells.
So you're looking at corrosion of stomach cells. The carbon dioxide is not important, but you can have the carbon dioxide in your rough copy. But later on, as you count and you notice that you have a lot of words, you can remove the carbon dioxide because it can still make meaning. We are looking at maybe the effects or the dangers of alcohol. And the danger there is corrosion of the stomach cells.
Okay, teacher. Let's have another, I don't know if it's obvious or not, another question. When you're starting a summary, like what is the best way to start the title? Is it by centering it or by starting it from the margin, like the right margin?
Okay, so depending if the title is very long, you can start from the margin. But if it's a short title, you can put it in the center. But in most when we mark, we don't focus so much on where the title is. Apart from creative writing, it's creative writing that we advise students to have their title in the middle. But with summary writing, it can start from the margin or even in the middle, depending. It's okay.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
Okay. Princess?
Yes, please, madam.
Princess,
Glow,
can we have someone to read?
Glow, kindly unmute.
Sample 1. For neglecting children, going out without informing the husband, arguing with the husband, denying a husband sex, for burning food because of being poor and uneducated, disagreements over money. That's sample 1.
Okay, Glo, can you tell us something about that first sample? What do you think about it? Because we are looking at just why women are beaten. What do you think about that?
These are the reasons why women are beaten. And here
Is
they're
it
just, yes,
is it correct or not?
it's not.
Why?
First of all, the punctuation, I think. And
Okay.
yeah,
Punctuation. Any other person that has noticed anything about that first summary? Princess, can we pick someone that has not said anything during the lesson? Can we
Infinite,
see? Yes?
kindly unmute.
Okay, good afternoon.
Good
No,
afternoon.
no.
Actually, for me, I've noticed that in the first sample,
Yeah.
there is no subject anywhere.
Okay. Yes, very true. Thank you so much, Calvin. Very true. Very good observation. There's no subject anywhere. So, for neglecting children, going out without informing the husband, no subject. And then There are also so many really full stops. This person has not even tried to join the sentences using a comma and all that. So thank you, Calvin. Good observation. I have sample two. Glow, you can read. Is Glow still on?
No, she's not.
We can have an Princess, you can read.
Okay. Sample 2. They are beaten for neglecting children, going out without informing the husband, denying a husband sex, burning food because of being poor, being uneducated, and for disagreements over money.
Okay, thank you, Princess. So can someone tell us what's wrong with that? Do you find anything wrong with that sample?
Yes, it has something wrong.
What is it, Princess?
Like it is not starting with the subject.
Okay. Not starting with the subject. Any other person?
Gavanian, kindly unmute.
Madam,
Yes.
the sample number 2, it's having many commas.
Okay.
Without
Thank you. Very many commas. There is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 commas. Very true. That's a good observation. So thank you. So that is it. So the first one is we see there is no subject. And we say that the subject, when you're starting your summary, you should start with the subject, the noun itself. Then elsewhere you can use the pronoun. So if someone had said women are beaten for neglecting children, comma, going out without informing their husbands, comma, sorry, denying the husband sex and banning food, full stop. They are also beaten for being poor, comma, uneducated and for disagreements over money, full stop. That would have been the right summary. So thank you, Princess and Gavania, whoever, because I know Gavania is a group, whoever answered that, thank you so much. That was a good observation. Sample 3, Princess, you can read.
Women are beaten for the following reasons: neglecting children, going out without informing the husband, and denying a husband sex. Other reasons are burning food, being poor, being uneducated, and disagreements over money.
Okay, anything wrong with that sample, class?
Yeah.
Anyone? We have 7 hands up.
Binti, kindly unmute.
Okay, for sample theory, the thing is that they began with the subject, but if you look at it, have said women are beaten for the following reasons. They told us like to give reasons, to give the reasons why women are beaten. But if you look at this sample, they use the semicolons, the punctuation. Yeah, it wasn't right according to me, because I never
Okay.
expected this person to put semicolon.
Okay, thank you, BT. Semicolons. Any other person that has noticed anything? Yes, Faith?
For me, what I've noticed, first of all, this person has used semicolons, and that means you are listing. You're not
Yes,
giving point. You're not giving the what the question wants, but you're just listing answers.
very true. Okay, thank you, BT and Faith. Very good observation. So the moment you start using colons and semicolons, then it shows that you're listing your points. And for sure, will not give you any mark for that. So please stick to the comma and the conjunction. Thank you. Sample 4.
Women are beaten for neglecting children and going out without informing the husband and denying a husband sex plus food, as well as being poor and uneducated, and also due to disagreements over money.
Anyone that has noticed anything wrong?
Yeah.
Can we have someone that has not said anything?
Daniela, kindly unmute.
Teacher, I've noticed that here they've not used any punctuation signs. And when a person is reading, like how the person was reading was, they literally have no space for breathing. It's like you're reading in one go, which I had mentioned that teachers don't like.
Okay. Very true. Thank you so much, Daniela, for that wonderful observation. So here for sure, someone reads and even there's no breathing space, there's no comma, there's nothing for the person to pause. And we are seeing that, like she said, it has been poorly punctuated because this person has used so many ands. And we say that you're only supposed to use one and in a sentence. Thank you. I'm happy that at least really people understood whatever we've been looking at. Sample 5.
Women are beaten for neglecting children, going out without informing the husband, denying the husband sex. They are beaten for burning food, being uneducated, for disagreements over money.
Anyone to say something about that sample?
Binti, kindly unmute.
Okay, for this case, here the person never punctuated the sentence. Like if you look at these points, it's like one point. Here there are many points within the sentence. So this person was supposed to punctuate the statements, like at least 2 commas.
Okay, thank you, Binti. Very true. So you see that that statement is not punctuated. It's one sentence, very long. Yeah, so the sentence needed to be punctuated. Yes. Okay, sample 6.
Women are beaten for neglect children and go out without inform husbands, deny a husband sex, burning food, poor, uneducated, disagreement, man.
Okay, thank you, Princess. Anyone that has noticed anything wrong, who hasn't said anything, can we have Natasha? Natasha? Chirabo?
Spelling. Wrong spellings.
Okay, wrong spellings. Very
Yeah.
true. So we see wrong spellings. Even the English itself is broken and all that. So that's very true. So the moment you have that, for sure, how do you expect a teacher to give you any mark? Apart from the wrong spellings, any other thing? Any other thing apart from the wrong spellings?
The
We can
subject
have,
is
let's have someone else. We can have, let me see, Paulo. Okay, Elizabeth.
Madam,
Yes.
the sample is
like in the sentence, they are saying women are beaten for neglect children and go out without informing the husbands. They press the full stop. And then they continued again, they pressed the comma, so they never punctuated well.
Okay, punctuation. Thank you, punctuation. You look at wrong spellings, wrong grammar, broken English. Okay, any other person? Okay, any other? Pretty? Pretty, kindly unmute. Okay, Pretty is not unmuting. Let me see who hasn't said anything.
Timo.
Yes, SC. Oh,
Madam, good afternoon.
good afternoon.
No paragraph.
No paragraph. Very true. We see that the person has not indented the paragraph. That person has started from the margin, which is very wrong. Because the moment you do that, you lose out the mark on paragraph. That is the summary structure. Like what I told you, that you get a mark for the title and a mark for the indented paragraph. Very true. Timo, any other?
Madam, there is use of
Use of?
there is use of poor tense. For example, women are beaten for neglect. That neglect is a poor tense.
Okay, very true. Yes, so there's also that. I beg your pardon. So the tense that has been used is very poor. And then the other thing that I thought someone will notice is the fact that so after without inform husbands, full stop. When you put a full stop, you're supposed to start the next sentence or the next word should start with a capital letter. But here we are seeing that deny, starting with a small letter. All right, last sample.
Women
Princess.
are beaten for neglecting children, going out without informing the husband and denying a husband sex. They are beaten for burning food and because they are poor and uneducated. Another cause is disagreements over money.
Okay, thank you, Princess. Anyone that has noticed anything about that, you can go to Gavanian. I hope someone else is responding because I know you're in a group.
Madam Sample 7,
Yes.
the second point has no punctuation mark like the comma.
Like which point is that?
They are beaten for burning food and because they are poor and uneducated.
Yes, thank you so much, Gavanian, for noticing that. Very true. So we are seeing that two and are being used in a sentence. Very true. Any other person? Natasha, finally, I hope you can be able to unmute yourself.
Natasha, kindly unmute. She's not unmuting.
Okay, let's go to Techno. Elizabeth.
Okay, madam. Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
I'm saying in this sentence, they never punctuated well. They are having, in the second sentence, they are having a lot of and there is no any comma.
Okay, thank you, Elizabeth.
Then the last point, I thought it's supposed to have three what then it is having only one.
Okay. Three
Yeah.
what? I don't know what you meant. I don't know three what because you mentioned in what? Like 3 points or three what?
Yeah. Okay, like
Oh,
3 points.
okay. No, that
Yeah.
point can be there. It is okay. It can be a point if it is the last point. It's okay. Gavanian,
His hand is down.
Binti, lastly.
Okay, madam, my question was, is it recommendable to use, like, if you look at the last statement or sentence, they have said that another cause is disagreements, but they've already told us that we may rate the causes, maybe why women are beaten, and this person is saying another cause. Is it recommendable to say another cause?
Okay. All right. Thank you, Binti. Yeah, just to mention that I'm happy that someone noted that there are two commas in the second sentence. They are beaten for burning food and because they are poor and they need and uneducated. So someone, at least if a student says they are beaten for burning food, comma, for being poor and uneducated, full stop. It can also be caused by disagreements over money. So when someone just says another cause is disagreements over money, another cause of what? So what is missing here is the subject. I expected someone to mention that in every sentence you must have a subject and you can use the pronoun to always replace the subject, but to ensure that you mention the subject in the first or in the topic sentence or what we call the lead sentence. So those are some of the things that I noticed. And otherwise, according to the way people have responded to the 7 samples, I am happy and I am glad that at least I have been teaching. All right, let me just look through. Oh, Paulo had even texted, sample 1 does not have a subject, so the sentences are incomplete, very true. And then can writing phrases like idioms, proverbs, or similes at the end of the summary add points? No, Barbara, please don't waste your time writing idioms, proverbs, similes. No, they don't add any points at all. Okay, so I had people giving responses in my inbox. Thank you. I had not noticed them, but thank you so much. At least I have seen that Favor had sent a message. Kafuluma, Favor, there's ITEL A33. Thank you so much for your responses. Thank you so much, class, for being very interactive. For sure, I really want to thank those that have behaved during the lessons. And those that did not behave, I have forgiven you. See someone's hand is up. Okay, the person has put down their hand. It's okay. So I want to thank all of you. Like I said, I forgive you in case you have disturbed my screen, in case you have misused the chat, in case you've been disrespectful to me and other teachers, we have forgiven you. And next time, do the right thing. Thank you so much, Princess, for being a wonderful co-host. For sure, I'm going to miss you people so much, but I'll see you next term. No, not next term. No, not next term. I'll see you after next term, like during the holiday. Monique, do you have a question?
To me, I was first semester. Are we continuing English lesson next week?
Oh, next week. We might be busy. We might not continue with the lesson next week because we might be, personally, I might be very busy with meetings because we are preparing for beginning of term. So I can't really promise. And we shall talk to Mr. Kaziba and see how to go about it. Okay, I'm seeing there's another hand
Thank you,
up.
madam, for that.
You're welcome. Infinite.
Madam.
Yes, Desire.
Madam, I'd like to appreciate
Desire, yes?
a lot
I
about
can't hear your question. Desire, I can't hear your question. Okay. Take Elizabeth.
Okay, madam, I just wanted to say congratulations. Thanks indeed. We have did something.
Okay, thank you, Elizabeth. Glow.
I just wanted to appreciate you, teacher, for that. Thank you so much.
Oh, Bambi, thank you for appreciating.
You're welcome.
All right. So I'll look for a passage and send to the group for you to practice. Hopefully, I'll look for it later in the evening because I'm going to be a little busy. So I'll send it in the evening for you to practice. I'll send to the WhatsApp groups. Kirabo, I don't know, the work might not be sent, but at least I know the recording will be sent. Otherwise, have a very good afternoon. Enjoy your evening. Regards to your
Thank you.
Thank you,
Cheers.
madam.
Bye.
Bye.
Madam.
Have a good day, madam.
Bye.
Have a good day.